Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I was going to do something completely different with a couple action figures, but I just got these in the mail literally hours ago. So I'm putting these up as quickly as I possibly can because they're the newest figures that you can get. That's right. These are Target exclusive Legend line. So if you're wanting these, please go to target.com and or go to your store. They should be popping up. Now, I got these from online, and if you saw my short, which hopefully most of you did, one of the things that you'll see is it came in this giant box for these four figures. Absolutely nuts. As I'm moving it through my house to get to where I film at, you could just hear them just bouncing off the thing. So I'm actually surprised that these aren't shape as far as packaging goes. But we're going to do like we always do. There's four of them, so we're going to break it down to two different wrestlers. But day two, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my review of the whole line at the end of that. So we'll have a little bit extra on the part two version of this, but we're going to break it down the way that they're set up. So I'm just going to go with Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Hulk Hogan today. We'll get to Kurt Angle and Farouk tomorrow. So with that being said, I'm going to put these two off to the side. And we're going to look at these two. Now, Hulk Hogan, once again, this is the year of Hulk Hogan. We've had a ton of them. So we're going to put him off as number two. We'll talk about that one. I'm really excited about this one. And the reason why is because this is modeled after the Hasbro version of Jim the Anvil Neidhart. We never got him as part of the Hart Foundation when it came to the 1990s Hasbro versions, but we were able to live vicariously now this way. So I actually had this figure in that smaller version, but this is a little bit different because they're actually pairing him up. This is a 2-in-1 type figure. You can have him as the Who, or you can have him as the regular Jim the Anvil Neidhart when he was teaming up with Bret Hart's younger brother, Owen, and the new Hart Foundation. So, kind of interested in seeing this. As you can see from the packaging, you have that old school legendary look that has the big window. You also have him on the side. Both sides are going to be the exact same. And then on the back of the package, you're going to have a little bit bigger glamour shot of it, the exact same shot, but some wordage. Let's go ahead and see what it says. The Hart Foundation disbanded after their World Tag Team Championship loss at WrestleMania 7. Bret Hart began his singles run for the WWF Championship. His partner Jim the Anvil Neidhart was left figuring out his next move. He formed a tag team called the New Hart Foundation soon after. The Anvil had to discover a new identity, but who would it be? A little play on words there because, as I said before, this little mask character was him under a mask, and he went by Who. So, once again, this is the era of hokiness when it comes to Vince McMahon and WWE. So, you would see little creative characters kind of like that. Not the best idea. I think they were trying to play off of the who's on first type shtick, but it didn't go over very well. I'm going to get this out of here, and then we'll be right back. Anvil Neidhart is out of here. One of the first things that you notice, this is cloth goods right here. So the top part of his jacket, it can come off as cloth goods. It's not connected to the pants. And you take the pants off, and apparently he has a bandana. You can take those off, and you can wrestle as the Who, because when he was the Who, he would actually only wrestle in tight yellow pants, the spandex like underwear type things, and then you'd have the Who. The only thing that's kind of off with that would be the boots. I don't think that he wrestled with these type of boots, so that would have to change. They didn't give us that portion of it, but this is almost like you have to buy a second Jim the Anvil Neidhart from this series in order to, put him out there the right way, because this head does pop off and you get the Who mask, which is really, really cool. But once again, it's basically making me have to buy two of these, which I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that. I know Mattel is. Obviously, the more that they can get my money, the better. Now, this, oddly enough, comes with a lot of accessories. Number one, we come with that masked head, and he comes with two mic holding hands along with his two Fist of Fury hands. But he also comes with the sunglasses with the bandana. Really, really cool. I love the cloth goods. This is a really good figure. Now, Jim the Anvil Neidhart was never like a huge main eventer. Basically stuck around in the tag team realm. Later on, he would help out his former tag team partner, Owen Hart, to attack Bret Hart. They went through a big series between Bret and Owen, brother versus brother matches. Then he joined the Hart Foundation again, and this one was Bret Hart was the leader, and then there was 4 other people that also came in. But I really like this. This is the father of Natalya Neidhart, who is still wrestling. She looks great, looks like she's having fun out there, that kind of thing. Now, he had this type of look. This is a stark contrast from whenever he was with Bret Hart in the Hart Foundation. They were focusing more on the high energy, the high spots, and that kind of stuff. Owen Hart would do the high spots, and then Jim the Anvil Neidhart, true to form, would come in and do the big finish with the muscle matches, or with the muscle part of it. Now, the one thing that was kind of crazy is I think they paired them up with that higher energy, because when he does his promos, he is always over the top. So that's the first figure. Now we get to turn our attention to another Hulk Hogan. Now this Hulk Hogan is going to be the same kind of look as we've had. Big giant window. Side's going to be Hulk Hogan. And on the back it has a little blurb. Now on the blurb on the back it says, "Well, let me tell you something, brother." I think that's been used in just about every one of his openings. In the main event of WrestleMania 8, in front of millions of Hulkamaniacs across the world, the Immortal One, Hulk Hogan, went nose to nose against the no-good turncoat Sid Justice. So what you gonna do, Sid Justice, when the Hulkster his 24-inch pythons and the power of Hulkamania runs wild on you? Now, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't mention this, because this was actually billed and set up for WrestleMania 8. WrestleMania 8's main event was actually focusing more on the retirement of Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that's right. Hulk Hogan was going to retire. Now, because we know the next year he came back out of retirement to help out his really good buddy Bruce the Barber Beefcake and take on Money Inc. And then he won the title in a very, very quick succession after he beat Yokozuna in under, I want to say, less than a minute. I mean, so obviously it wasn't his retirement, but that's actually what they were building it towards. This is during that whole steroid scandal. If you guys have been watching the Mr. McMahon, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and open this up, and we'll go from there. All right, now that we have Hulk Hogan out of his shell, this right here is a wonderful example of getting the most out of your molds. Why was Jim the Anvil Neidhart able to have all of those cool accessories? Why were we able to get that? Well, it's because we're reusing a ton of different things that we've already had from Hulk Hogan in this figure. So very, very cheap, very, very inexpensive for him to make. They didn't have to put a lot of time and effort, because really all they're doing is changing up the shirt and the bandana. Slap on a different thing of paint on it, and you're good to go. Now, this is Velcroed in the front with the idea that you can actually pretend like you're tearing off Hulk Hogan's shirt. And on the back, you can see the little slits, because if you're growing up in the 80s or the 90s, and when you saw Hulk Hogan come out, you'll see that he had his shirt all decked out, all torn up in the back because of his rippling muscles. So, cool bandana. Once again, I believe it's one that we've already seen before. May have a little bit of a paint differential. Hair still going to be the same look, bald as ever. But the way that they did this is they have him posing with his hands on his hip, because one of the videos, as he's coming out to WrestleMania 8, he stands right outside the curtain and does this pose, kind of like he's soaking it in for the last time. Once again, they're really playing up that this is a retirement match for Hulk Hogan. Now, with that being said, he does have his pointing fingers that if you want to, so you can point at somebody and do the whole no, and then get ready to do his return comeback. One thing that they don't have here is they don't give him actual fist. These are mic holding hands. So, doesn't come with a fist. Do we need that accessory? Probably not, because we have a ton of Hulk Hogan's. We can just use the fist from one of those packages. So, not a whole lot different than what you've seen with Hulk Hogan. Still the red and yellow, but really wanted to get this one so I could fill out the rest of my series with the legends. But also, when I got this, the reason why I got these 4 was because when I went to Target.com, I was able to get this for like $12. That's right, brand new wrestling figures that are normally $22. I was able to get them for $12. That's including shipping. So If you're looking for a deal, go to Target.com. They might still have that going on. Have a great day with that. Now, this has been my review of these two. Tomorrow we're going to review Kurt Angle and Farouk, and then I'm going to rank them as my least favorite to my favorite. What is your ranking? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to others. Can't wait to see you again. Have a great day. Love it.